Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I am on my way out the door. I am going to meet my brother and his fiance for lunch. We're going to hang out and then do movies tonight, I think, with Brandon meeting us there. So I am just getting ready. I decided to film it because I don't ever do anything like just relaxing and talking. It's always like a tutorial or a review or something. So I wanted to do something a little bit low pressure. So if you want to just hang out with me and get ready, I will get right into it. If that's something you're into, make sure to keep on watching. Please don't forget, I do upload twice a week, so make sure to subscribe because that is the best way to stay up to date on all the fun stuff I'm posting. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So I've already primed the face with my current favorite combo, which is the Vitamin Enriched Face Base from Bobbi Brown and the Tatcha the Silk Canvas. So I did already go in with both of those. And for foundation today, I am using the Maybelline Superstay in 120 Classic Ivory. So what I've been really liking doing lately is rather than using a beauty blender, I've been using the Morphe sponge. And I've just been kind of like dotting it in and building up the coverage rather than going in with a lot of foundation and blending it like I usually do. I've just been doing it like one pump at a time and really just putting it in and building it up slowly. I don't know, maybe I've changed, but like I used to be all full coverage all the time, throw 3 pumps in and kind of just blend it all away. Now I'm kind of like stretching the foundation and blending it in and going in with a little bit of lighter coverage, and I'm not hating it. See, and like normally, this would be 3 pumps. I've only used 1. So I'm going to go in with like a half pump just to build up coverage a little bit where I feel like I need a little bit more. But for the most part, like, I think I'm going through half the foundation I used to, which is huge because obviously I am a coverage queen. Everything is about coverage and make everything look airbrushed and gone. And it doesn't need to be super full coverage to do that. And I'm kind of starting to really enjoy things that are a little bit less full coverage. I mean, they're not cakey. You are never going to see cake, but definitely more on the light side. So I actually recently went back to my Tarte Shape Tape. I hadn't used it in a while because I picked up the collab one, the Catrice one, the Makeup Revolution one. Like I picked up probably 5 new concealers in a very short period of time. And I started playing around with the 5 of those and really using those a lot. And this one kind of fell by the wayside and I wasn't using it all that much. And the other day I filmed a full coverage, flawless, airbrushed skin, like Makeup 101. I'll link down the playlist below, but I've been doing some like really like intro level videos for people who they don't want to just, you know, go in and do a full glam smoky eye. Maybe they want to know how to do a smoky eye in general, and they may not want to do the exact one I'm doing. So I've been doing these more simplistic, basic, beginner intro level videos. So again, I'll link that. But I pulled this out because I'm like, if I'm filming an airbrushed video and I'm focusing on skin, I'm using the stuff I've loved forever. And I'm like, why did I stop using it? So I do love the other concealers I've been using, but this one is the best for a reason. And for setting powder today, I'm taking my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder, and I'm just going to bake with that like I always do. This isn't new. My foundation routine, the products may change, but the technique, the method, like I've been doing this since video 1. So if you've been here for a while, you've seen me do my face a whole bunch of times. You've seen the same basic, I bake in the same spots, I brighten in the same spots, not much has changed. And because there is nothing exciting about watching somebody do their brows and prime their lids, I'm gonna go do that really quickly while the powders bake, and I'll be right back. All right, so baking is done, eyes are primed, brows are done. I went for more of like a daytime brow. I don't normally go as like dark as I do in my videos, because that's not really something I like to do during the day, and this is, it's daytime. So, as always, a little bit of Studio Fix just to build up a little bit more coverage where I want it. So I actually haven't used a fan brush to contour in a while, but I did it the other day and I loved how it looked. So I am back on a fan brush, but going in with the same Kat Von D powders I always do. But I just love how like effortless that makes contouring. Like you see the difference? Like it is a world of difference. And for bronzer, I'm actually like back on Hoola. I loved it for a long time. I used it for a while, and then I kind of like, I don't know, I started playing with other things, and I was like, okay, it's good, but whatever. But I am definitely back on Hoola. I just love the warmth it gives to the skin. I cannot wait. In the next week or so, the restock of the Marc Jacobs Coconut Bronzer. I have this one. It's the one in the white packaging. It's coming back, and I am so excited because I did not get to pick it up the first time around, and this time I am totally getting it. I've been really feeling like deeper blushes lately, so I'm going to be going into some of these like neutrally deep shades from the Morphe 9N palette just to add some rosiness. Then what I always do with a little bit of my Mineralized Skinfinish, just going to blend the bronzer and contour and blush a little bit into each other, because I don't like when it is super defined. I like when it's a little bit more seamless and you have that flush of blush, a little bit of contour, that warmth to the face, but you can't like look and see blush, contour, bronzer, you know? And everybody's been talking about the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder, and it has been sold out basically everywhere. I finally found it, so I'm going to use that to brighten up today. I really like that. Like, it reminds me of one of the shades from the Kat Von D palette, but with a little bit more pigment. Like, those are a little bit, like, I don't know. I'll show you. So the banana shade in here, I'm going to take on my finger next to this one. And you see the difference? Like, one of them, this is the Essence. It has a little bit more of, like, not a sheen, but it's a little more satin in the way it catches the light, versus the Kat Von D, which is a little bit more matte. They both brighten, but this one I think just gives a really natural, nice quality to the under eye. Obviously, I love this one too, and will continue to use it. But they're definitely different. But I do like the, like, natural sheen you get. Like, it's definitely not a highlighter, it is a brighten, but it just catches the cheekbones a little bit, and I think it's a nice base for highlighter when we do that shortly. So I'm just going to set that down so things are a little bit less powdery. So taking a little translucent powder on the flat side of that sponge, I am just going to clean up the contour a little bit. Not much, very lightly. I did not give any thought to the palette I wanted to use today. Okay, so I've been on a real hunt to use palettes that I have either been neglecting or that I haven't used in a while. So I'm going to be using the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts, which at one point was like one of, if not my favorite palettes. So I'm really excited to use it again and play with it. So I'm going to start with Air, and I'm just going to use that to kind of set down the crease a little bit. And taking a little bit of Princess, I'm just going to throw that into the crease as well. Then Royal Prerogative. This is just going to be like a very warm, smoky look. Something you've seen from me about a million times, but in all honesty, when I do go out and do things, this is what I like to have on. Then I'm going to take Duchess the Brown, and I'm just going to really define that outer portion of the eye. So I'm going to take a little bit of Empress, the like off orange shade, just to add a little bit more warmth to the crease, because it is getting a little bit too cool for me. And I find when you do a lot of crease work and you blend out and you get very cool toned, it starts to look muddy, and nobody wants muddy eyeshadow. On a flat synthetic brush, I'm gonna take a little more Air, the matte shade, and I'm just gonna pack that on the lid. And then I'm just going to build up a little bit more of Duchess and blend those together. Now when I do something like this, I like really bold lashes and a really bold lower lash line. So I'm going to take a little bit of my Kat Von D Basket Case liner and add that to the waterline. And I'm going to take a little bit of the deep brown Duchess, and I'm just going to put that, not on top of the liner, but I'm going to take that just under the liner on the outer portion of the eye. And then I'm just going to smudge all of that out with Royal Prerogative on a pencil brush. So I'm just going to throw on some lashes, mascara, and liner, and I'll be right back. Okay, so lashes and liner are on. I did go a little thick with the wing because I was trying a new liner that I actually now can say I don't like. I will not shout out the brand, but it was bleeding a little bit, so I had to cover up the bleeding with the liner I know I trust. So it just got a little thick, but honestly, with some bomb-ass lashes, everything kind of came together. So, highlight. I know I always mix a lot, but lately I have been mixing the same three, so I'm going to do that today. First, on a fan brush for a light wash of color, I've been going in with the Bretman Rock Morphe Babe in Paradise palette. That's what, I'm going to try that again. So lately I've been going in with like the same three highlighters. I know 3 is excessive, but for me, that's kind of normal. So I start by going in with the Morphe Babe in Paradise Bretman Rock collection. On the brush it came with, I take Get Laid, this shade right here, and I like it on a fan brush because it's a little natural. And I'll just take that just as a wash of color onto the cheeks. Now you can build this up to blinding with a different brush, but I kind of like it when it's kind of soft, because it makes blending everything else together a little bit easier later on. So I just take that onto the cheeks to give myself a nice little wash of glow. Then to build it up a little bit more, I go in with Moon Tears from Wet n Wild. This is the loose highlighter from their Goth collection, which I have really been liking. And what I do is I take just a little bit of that on a, what is this? M501 brush. And I just dust that over the Bretman highlighter, which the Bretman highlighter on its own for most people is blinding enough. When you mix all of these together, you get like really blinding. And then to finish it up, I go into a clean M504. It's a little shader brush for the crease. And I take, if I can get this open, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Amrezy highlighter. And I take just a little bit onto the very high point of the cheek. So just like down here. And what that just does is adds a little bit more of that depth without it going completely over the top. And then I just dust this, and I'm actually going to throw this on my inner corners as well. So on a small little detailer brush, I'm just going to throw that on. I just love the way this one catches the light. It's a little more natural. Under normal circumstances, I would grab Flexitarian from ColourPop and build that up a little bit more. No, I'm going to. But not nearly as much as I normally do, just a little bit, just to boost it up a little bit more. And for lip, we are fairly neutral on the eye, but it is still bold as hell. So I'm just gonna go in with a light gloss. And what I've been loving all month is the plumping serum from Hard Candy. This is in Cakewalk. I need to go pick up more of these because I really like how like pinky this is. And then a little more of the Morphe setting spray just to lock it all in place. I'm just gonna go change and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm heading out the door. This is the finished look. I'm going to meet my brother and his fiance for lunch. And yeah, it's a little bit deeper on the eye than I wanted, but honestly, once you throw everything else on, minus the lash, I think it is pretty daytime. So I hope you enjoyed and I will see you next time. Bye.